What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here with the Best of Enemies opening this week and the new FX show Vaz and Vernon premiering next week. Since both of which stars Sam Rockwell, who I think is a tremendous actor. I've always been a fan of Sam Rockwell. I gotta say, he's always been underrated. You know what? There's people who do know who Sam Rockwell is, but he always flies under the radar. Like he's just mainly that, like an actor who's always that guy type of actor, where you know his face, but you can't really recognize his name and all. That's pretty much what Sam Rockwell is, and I'm a big fan of this guy. I think he's a great actor, and his new movie Best of Enemies looks really great. His new FX show Vaz and Vernon looks pretty decent. And he's been in some really good stuff over the years. So with that being said, here's my 10 favorite Sam Rockwell movies. Coming in at number 10 is a film called Mr. Right. Now in this, Anna Kendrick plays a character named Martha who has like gone full on maniac since her latest breakup. And so like she babbles, she's a party, she parties like a monster, she cooks everything in sight, and she actually ends up meeting Sam Rockwell's character named Francis. To anyone else, Francis's approach would come across a little creepy and all, but Martha can't help but be intrigued by him, and so like they end up becoming a perfect match. She's bananas, and he does, but except he's a deadly sword banana. He's like a professional assassin, and he's like a hitman with a cause, and he like unexpectedly kills people during the hits, and she ends up still like falling in love with the guy and all that. And Sam Rockwell and Anna Kendrick, those two were pretty good. I mean, I remember when I first saw that they were gonna be lovers in the movie, I was like, that's kind of weird. I mean, I couldn't really buy that 1 second, but they were actually really great here. They had good chemistry with one another. The script, by the way, is written by Max Landis, who also wrote the script for Chronica. And besides them, you also had Tim Roth. He plays like an FBI agent. You also got RZA in this. It's a really good little romance film. It's like both romance. It's a hitman film. I mean, it's pretty much something for everyone. Like it has the hitman aspect that males will be into, and it has the romance aspects that females will be into. So this is definitely a film for everyone. Coming in at number 9 is a movie called Choke. Now, this is directed by Clark Gregg, who you might know as Agent Casone on Avengers and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all. Anyway, in this, Sam Rockwell plays a character named Victor Manishi, who has like some serious problems and all. But he's actually pretty much like a sex addict in this. Sam Rockwell was great here. I mean, you also have Angelica Houston, who plays Sam Rockwell's mom here, and it's also based on a book as well. And Clark Gregg, I mean, he directed this movie pretty good. I mean, he's a pretty decent director. Like he did this. He also did another movie that Sam Rockwell appeared in called Trust Me. Which, by the way, I actually met Clark Gregg at a screening of Trust Me one time. Good guy. Anyway, Choke it's a weird little film, but it's actually really good. It has some pretty good performances by Sam Rockwell, by Angelica Houston. I mean, it's a pretty decent little film. I mean, weird at times, but pretty decent. And it shows how serious being a sex addict could be and all, and it could take control of your life and all that. But Sam Rockwell was still great in this movie. Coming in at number 8 is a film called Laggies. Now, this film stars Keira Knightley as a 20-year-old unemployed female named Megan, who kind of wants to relive her younger self. So she be friends with like a high schooler played by Chloe Moretz. Now in this, Sam Rockwell actually plays the father of Chloe Moretz's character, who actually ends up, kind of falling for Keira Knightley's character. So that's a little awkward right there. But anyway, Laggies is really good. It was directed by Lynn Shelton, who did a really good job at directing. Sam Rockwell, I thought was really funny here. I mean, that guy is a tremendous that guy could show he could do anything. He could do comic, he could do drama, horror. He could do any genre he sets his mind to, and he was terrific here. Like some of the scenes with him and Keira Knightley was pretty good, and Chloe Moretz was pretty decent in this as well. You also had Ellie Camper from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt fame. She was really good here. Really nice little film. I mean, it also got released by A24, and anyone who watches me knows how much I love A24 stuff. So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen Laggies by now, it's a really cool, nice little coming of age story that I think you'll probably enjoy. Coming in at number 7 is Vice. Now, this movie also scored Sam Rockwell a Oscar nomination. Of course, he didn't win. He lost out to Mahershala Ali, which was a well-deserving win. I mean, that's the point actor race was. I mean, I wouldn't have mind if any of those actors have won. I'm glad Mahershala Ali won, but if Sam Rockwell had won, I wouldn't have no problems with that. If Richard E. Grant had won, I would not have any problems with that. That's how good of a stacked cast that supporting actor race was. But anyway, now of course in Vice, Sam Rockwell played the role of famed President George W. Bush, while of course Christian Bale played the Vice President Dick Cheney. Vice was really good. Sam Rockwell, I thought he stole loads of scenes as the role of George W. Bush. Although I'm still really curious which Bush portray I like even more between his portrayal or Josh Brolin portrayal. I gotta really lean in on that more. But anyway, Sam Rockwell was terrific here. He played George W. Bush really well. He had really good chemistry with Christian Bale. Of course, he also had Amy Adams in this. Steve Carell. It was of course directed by Adam McKay. Really good film, and of course, the only Oscar this movie actually won was Best Makeup and Hair, which that was a definitely well deserving win. I mean, the makeup in this was just awesome and terrific. All right, coming in at number six is The Green Mile. Now, in this film, Sam Rockwell plays a character named William Will Bill Warren, who's pretty much is in prison for multiple murders here. I mean, Green Mile is amazing. I mean, the movie turns 20 this year. Of course, you got Michael Clark Duncan, who I believe scored an Oscar nomination for this. Tom Hanks was terrific. The movie is based on a book by Stephen King, directed by Frank Darabont, who of course gave us Shawshank Redemption. The movie wasn't like Shawshank Redemption good or anything, but it was still really terrific movie with good chemistry, like with good performances by Hanks, by Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell was nuts in this movie. I mean, yeah, his character definitely deserved prison time because I mean he did lots of murders in this film. And also, like Michael Clark Duncan, it's probably one of his best performances ever. Michael Clark Duncan was just terrific in this movie. R.I.P. Michael Clark Duncan, by the way. Anyway, yeah, if you guys never seen The Green Mile, it is a tad bit long to be honest with you, but it's still a really good movie. Coming in at number 5 is Seven Psychopaths. Now, this movie is directed by Martin McDonagh, who also directed Sam Rockwell to his Oscar win. And Seven Psychopaths was great. Like, you got Colin Farrell playing a character named Marty, who's like a struggling writer who dreams of finishing his screenplay, which is also named Seven Psychopaths, hence the film title. And you got Sam Rockwell, who plays a character named Billy, who is Marty's best friend, who's also an unemployed actor and part-time dog thief, who wants to help Marty by any means necessary. And so, like, all he needs is a little focus and inspiration. And you also got Christopher Walken as a character named Hans, who is Billy's partner in crime, who's also a religious man with a violent past. You also got other characters like Charlie, played by Woody Harrelson, who's like a psychopathic gangster who's whose beloved dog is stolen by Billy and Hans. And of course, he wants to like get his dog back and all. He's like, I guess you could say like he's John Wick if John Wick was a villain instead of a hero. That's what he pretty much is like. But anyway, Seven Psychopaths is a really nutty film. Like the characters aren't really that likable to be honest with you, but they are really characters that, despite not being being great human beings, they're actually really good here. And Colin Farrell, I mean, he was terrific. The screenplay was great. I mean, a few other people in this. You also had Gabrielle Sidibe. She was terrific in this movie. Really funny little film. And my God, I can't believe how underrated this movie is. The movie got released in 2012, and people still barely talk about this movie. I wish more people talk about Seven Psychopaths because it was terrific. I mean, if you guys literally never see Seven Psychopaths by now, do yourself a favor, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Coming in at number 4 is The Way, Way Back. Now, the film takes place during the summer and stars Liam James, who's really good on that sci-fi show, Deadly Class. He's really good on that show. Anyway, in this, Liam James plays a teen named Duncan, who's like us, who goes on a summer vacation with his mother, played by Toni Collette, and her overbearing boyfriend named Trent, played by Steve Carell, and you also got Zoe Lemon, who plays Carell's daughter, and of course Liam. Liam's character has a crush on a local girl played by Anna Sophia Robb. But anyway, in this, Sam Rockwell actually plays a clerk at a water park that Liam's character ends up being friends with and on. Sam Rockwell was terrific in this movie. He was a really loved character. He had good chemistry with Liam James here. He also the film was also directed by Jim Rash and Nat Faxon, who both did a great job directing this movie. And also other people you had in this, you also had Maya Rudolph, Allison Janney was in this. Really good cast. I really love this movie. I mean, I've probably seen it about 3 times. It's terrific, and it's one of my favorite movies of 2013. It's that good of a film. And I mean, also Sam Rockwell's character in this is a unbeatable Pac-Man champion. So, yeah, his character is a big Pac-Man guy. So, coming in at number 3 is Moon. Now, Moon is directed by Duncan Jones, who also gave us Warcraft. Oh boy, and he also gave us that Netflix movie, Mute. Wonk wonk. Anyway, this is pretty much like the last good movie Duncan Jones mainly directed. I like Source Code, but that wasn't all that great to be honest. Yeah, Moon is pretty much his best work. In the film, Sam Rockwell plays an astronaut named Sam Bell, who's like a 3-year shift at a lunar mine is finally coming to an end. And so, like, he's looking forward to his reunion with his wife, played by Dominique McElligott, and their young daughter as well. And so, like, suddenly, Sam's health takes a drastic turn for worse when he suffers painful headaches and hallucinations, and like almost has a fatal accident. And so, like, he ends up being what appears to be a younger version of himself, which is probably a clone as well. And so, like, while time is running out, he must solve the mystery before the company crew arrives as well. You got Kevin Spacey lending his voice as a robot here. I love Moon. It is a really great character study. Like, it's a character-driven film. A good performance by Sam Rockwell. I mean, it's really Sam Rockwell in outer space. It's just a terrific movie. And Kevin Spacey as the robot, he stole lots of scenes as that character. But anyway, yeah, if you guys never seen Moon by now, I highly recommend it. It's a really great movie, and it has a great script in it. I mean, really good love film. I hope Duncan Jones comes back, to be honest, because his last couple films just hasn't worked. Shame too, because his best movie is Moon, and that movie was terrific. So, not to mention, by the way, Duncan Jones, believe it or not, is the son of David Bowie. So, there's a little tidbit for you there. Now, coming in at number 2 is the movie that won Sam Rockwell his first Oscar, finally, and that is Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. This movie was also directed by Martin Margot, who, like I said, directed several Psychopaths. And in this, Frances McDormand, who won her Oscar for playing a character named Mildred Hayes, is trying to uncover the truth behind her daughter's murder. And so you got like Sam Rockwell, who plays like a sheriff, who's pretty much assigned to find out who the murderer is and all that. And his character in this is kind of racist, to be honest with you. He does lots of racist stuff in this movie, which is something. I mean, Sam Rockwell is now like in that new movie Best of Enemies. That's like the second film he's in where he's playing a racist character. So dang, they're trying to typecast him as a racist guy. I've noticed. But anyway. But yeah, Sam Rockwell, him in this was just terrific casting. A well-deserved Oscar win too. I mean, Sam Rockwell in this, he was just great. I mean, he wasn't all that likable. Like sometimes he could be likable and sometimes not so likable. But anyway, he was great. And of course, Three Billboards scored like an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. All due respect to Shape of Water. Shape of Water was good and all. I still wish Three Billboards had won. To me, it was a better movie with some better performances, to be honest with you. I mean, Frances McDormand, definitely a well-deserved Oscar win. Woody Harrelson, I mean, he didn't have that much of a screen time, to be honest with you, but in his parts, he was really great. Catherine Newton, who played, he's a really magnificent. Sorry about that. Anyway, he's a really magnificent filmmaker, and he did a great job with this film. If you guys still haven't seen Three Billboards by now, I highly recommend it. It's a really good movie. Now, my number 1 favorite Sam Rockwell movie that's going to go to Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Now, this film stars Sam Rockwell as a character named Chuck Barris, who, by the way, was a game show host for The Gong Show and a few other, and he was also a game show host of The Dating Game, Newlywed Game, and a few other game shows. But in this movie, he was like also hired as a killer working for the CIA. And the movie was directed by George Clooney, who also has like a starring role in this too. He also had Drew Barrymore was terrific. I believe Julia Roberts was also in this movie. I mean, I haven't seen the movie for a while, to be honest with you, but the movie is actually based on a book, by the way, which I never read the book, so I can't really comment on the book itself. Anyway, the film is, of course, was scripted by Charlie Kaufman, who's a really great screenwriter and director. And Sam Rockwell, him as Chuck Barris, was pretty good here. And a few other people. You also had Maggie Gyllenhaal, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon was in this. Dick Clark had a little role here. You had Micah Cera, who plays like a younger Chuck Barris. Really terrific movie. Really good pacing. Good performances by Rockwell, by Clooney. The movie, I guess you could say, like it had some comedy in it, but it was pretty dark at times. And I think it's pretty much Rockwell's best work. He was great as a role Chuck Barris. I mean, have you seen old photos of Chuck Barris when he hosted the Gong Show and all? You could Sam Rockwell really looked like a young Chuck Barris in this movie, and like that casting was top notch. I don't know I can't remember who the casting director in this was, but whoever the casting director was deserved a medal for casting Sam Rockwell in this because he was great. I mean, I don't think Sam Rockwell really scored an Oscar nomination for this, to be honest with you, but if not, that's a shame because Sam Rockwell did this movie great. And if you guys never seen Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, Check it out. It's a really good film. And Clooney did a really, I think it's probably Clooney's best directing gig. Lately, his directing movies hasn't been the best, to be honest with you. But this is also his best directing gig, in my opinion. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, Mr. Right. 9, Choke. 8, Laggies. 7, Vice. 6, Green Mile. 5, 7 Psychopaths. 4, The Way, Way Back. 3, Moon. 2, 3 Billboards. 1, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. And he's been loads of other stuff over the years. Let's see, Sam Rockwell. Okay. Credit list. Alright. Other stuff that Sam Rockwell has been pretty good in, he was in Charlie's Angels, which also had Drew Barrymore in it. Keep forgetting he was in Galaxy Quest. I also keep forgetting he was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's pretty cool. Matchstick Man. Saw Blue Iguana. That was okay. Not great, but it was alright. That Better Living Through Chemistry was not a good movie at all, but he was actually good in it. I really liked the Poltergeist remake. I know there's lots of people who trash on that movie, but I thought the Poltergeist remake wasn't all that bad. Terrible ending, but it was alright. Assassination of Jesse James with Brad Pitt was in that. That was a good one. Frost Nixon. Let's see. Cowboys and Aliens was okay. The Wing season. He was great in The Sitter. The Sitter was really funny. He was in a movie called Clown House, which was from the same director of Jeepers Creepers, so there's that. Don Vernon he was in. A Singer Shot. He's done some really good stuff over the years. He was also in Mute, which was directed by Duncan Jones, but anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite Sam Rockwell movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.